What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode of the Second of Strength podcast. I'm your host, Tanner Clark. Excited to be here. Excited that you're spending your valuable seconds with me. If you haven't done so already, go hit subscribe, follow the show so you don't miss next week's episode. I'm nearing 100 episodes here, and so this podcast is here to stay. So stick around, hit subscribe, and while you're there, if you leave a rating or review for the show, it helps me a ton. But today, I'm going to talk a little bit about happiness. I want to help you be happier. And I believe that there are 5 habits of a healthy heart that can help you on any given day be happier, moment to moment, second to second. But really what I want to create with you is I want to create sustained happiness. And I think that, a habit is something that we do continuously, right? And when we form a habit, it is something that we don't even have to think about anymore, right? We've changed our neural pathways. We've changed who we are to do things a certain way. It's easy to think of habits as like exercising and working out. When you start that habit, it's really hard at first. And then all of a sudden you change who you are to do the thing that you're doing. And so, if you've been a consistent person who exercises over time, then you're just a person who exercises now. You're a person who makes healthy choices, and those healthy choices cascade into other pieces of your life, whether that is, I'm not going to eat that food because I know I worked out today, or whatever it is. So a habit is this formation of something that now you don't even have to think about. That's where we want to get to with a habit. And I believe that there are 5 habits of a healthy heart that when you start to do those, and when you start to think about these 5 things and do them on a consistent basis in every given situation, no matter what happens to you, no matter what's happening around you, when you start to do them, the only outcome is you are happier. You have a happier heart. You are in a better position to overcome the challenges that you're facing in life, because when we have this positive demeanor, when we have this happy heart, then the things that come our way just aren't as difficult, And so the first one is the first habit of a healthy heart is, I think that we need to get in the habit of giving people the benefit of the doubt. The reality is that everybody is struggling with something. I'm struggling with things. You're struggling with things. Everybody has things that are underneath the surface that are boiling up, that are festering, that cause their behavior, that cause their actions to do the things that they're doing. And because of that, sometimes they do things that doesn't really benefit us, or it doesn't, it may feel like they're doing things against us or to hurt us or to harm us. And I believe that forming this habit of giving people the benefit of the doubt, that they may be struggling with someone, they may be with someone or something, and something may be going on in their life. So give them a little bit of grace, give them a little bit of that benefit of the doubt that they didn't know what they were doing. They may have harmed you, but give them that grace. I think a very simple example is, when you're driving down the road and somebody like comes up behind you and they're mad at you, you didn't move over, they're honking at you, they're flying past, a little bit of road rage, a little bit, it's easy to think in that moment that this person is doing all these things for whatever reason, right? And it's in contrast to you, it's harming you. But the reality is we don't know what's going on in that person's life. We don't know where they're going. We don't know why they're in a rush. We don't know what happened to them earlier in the day. So give them that grace, give them that benefit of the doubt. And when you give people the benefit of the doubt, what you're doing is you are releasing that energy. Because when we harbor energy and we harbor negative feelings because of things that people do to us, it puts us in a negative state of mind, and it makes us unable to release and feel peace. So that's what we want to do. Give them the benefit of the doubt so we can release and feel peace in our life. So that's the first habit of a healthy heart. The second one is we need to be kind always. There's really never a situation in life that we should be unkind. I just don't believe in that. I think that and part of that is people, giving people the benefit of the doubt and being kind to them. But the reality is the only person that being unkind impacts negatively is you. I mean, yeah, the other people, they may feel that, they're going to feel that negativity and those things, but the reality is it is harming you more than it's harming anybody else. There's just no reason to be unkind. I speak a lot in schools, middle schools, high schools, and when I talk with middle school counselors or middle school principals and ask what's going on in their schools, a lot of times they talk about, particularly in middle school, but a lot of times they talk about bullying. They talk about kids being unkind. They talk about, young girls in their friends group and excluding other people and all these things. And they're in this like adolescent formative world. And part of being formative is like lashing out at people to make yourself feel better. And, certainly this is not every teen girl in the world, and it's not every teen boy in the world, and it's not every person in the world. But the reality is when we lash out and we are unkind to someone else, the only person it really, really hurts the most is you. It hurts you, it hurts your heart. And as we think about a happy heart and we think about the things that we can do to be happier all the time, if we are negatively connecting with other people, if our first instinct is unkindness and negative outreaches to other people, then that negativity starts to form in our mind. It starts to form in our heart, and it's hard to overcome. So it has to be a conscientious choice that we are going to form a habit. Again, this is about forming habits, neural pathways. This is about forming a habit where we are going to say and do kind things always. So today, take that challenge. If something happens to you, or there's somebody in your life that, maybe isn't your vibe or your person or whatever that is, just flip it. Just be kind to them. Just be kind and release. When you do that, you are going to feel happier, and it's one of the biggest things you can do to create that habit of a happy heart. So the third thing is we have to create a habit of helping and service. I think that one of the biggest things you can do to improve your mental well-being and at the same time improve other people's well-being is to be a helper. If you see something that needs to be done, just do it. If you see something or someone that needs help, just do it. And sometimes this is tough because it's our own internal battle, right? Like, well, what do I need to be doing? What am I doing? I have all of these things that I'm doing too. Well, it usually only takes just a couple of seconds, maybe a minute or two, to help somebody else, and whatever that looks like. When you do that, you are creating positive change in your life, and you're also creating positive change in someone else's life. Very simple stuff, right? Dishes in the dishwasher, just wash them. Somebody left something somewhere, just pick it up. Somebody didn't put their cart away at the grocery store. Well, you can be frustrated about that, or you can just move it. There are always instances in every single day where you can serve someone else, whether that is your spouse, whether that are your kids. And what I really hope is that our kids start to do this. I think one of the biggest things, and what I'm working on with my kids right now, is creating a habit of helping. If you see something, just do it. We were just the other day, my wife and I were downstairs working out. And before she started working out, she had brought the vacuum down to vacuum up all the dog hair and all these things. And then she had just set the vacuum by the stairs. When I walked upstairs, I saw the vacuum there, and I just took it. I just took it upstairs. And it wasn't that I just took it upstairs. I walked it into the laundry room. I unplugged it, or separated it. I plugged it and put it away. About an hour later, she goes, "Did I leave the vacuum downstairs?" Because she couldn't recall bringing it upstairs. And I said, "Nope, I brought it up." That is a habit of helping. Why? It's just because when we love other people, we will do things for other people. And I hope that you love every person, right? We just talked about number 2 is being kind. Well, if we need to be kind to every person, part of that is helping people, help them in their time of need. And so one of the and I don't remember what the premise was, but there's in the United States, there's a coin. I think it's called a silver pence, and it's about, it's bigger than a silver dollar. It actually costs about $13, this silver pence. And at one point, my father-in-law gave us, all the kids, these silver pences for Christmas. And with it came a note. And the note was very simple. It just said, when you put this in your pocket, do one kind thing, do an act of service for someone else. And when you do that service, then you can move it to your other pocket. It was such a simple reminder for us to just do something every single day. And the result of that was that I was conscientiously looking for ways that I could help other people. Maybe it was just letting somebody in traffic, right? Maybe it was opening a door for somebody. Maybe it was putting a shopping cart away. Whatever it was, I was conscientiously looking for things to do. Well, the result of that, and I don't know if it's all tied to that moment, but the result of that is that today I have a habit of helping people because I got into a consistent routine of looking for opportunities to serve. Look for opportunities to serve people, and while it will help and serve others, it will ultimately help you most. It'll change you. It'll make you happier. You will have a happy heart because of the habit of helping other people. So that's the third one. Number 4 is love anyway. Let's have a habit of loving anyways. And I think that this one's big for me. I think that a lot of times we feel like the things are happening to us, this world, whatever it is, people's actions. We always think that, we start to feel like their actions are directly impacting us because, right? Like, and I think that we need to get a habit of loving everybody no matter what they do, no matter what they say, because again, when we put those shackles of hate on us, the only one it imprisons is us. We have to have a habit of loving other people all the time. Love them. Just love people. Just love people. And the result is that you will have a happier heart. The 5th one is giving thanks. Create within yourself a habit of gratitude. When you do that, all the negative things that are out there, you will stop thinking about them because you are always thinking about the positive. Or if in any given instance you have that negative thought come into your mind, the very next second is that moment where you get to choose a different thought. Let's choose gratitude. There was a study that said there was 300 adults in this study, and half the group for 3 weeks, every week they wrote a letter of gratitude. Well, once they did that, after 12 weeks, when they followed up with this group 12 weeks later, first of all, in the 3 weeks, they found that the mental well-being of the group who wrote the letter was happier, right? Their mental well-being improved. And so that was the first thing. But 12 weeks later, what they saw was a sustained lift in mental well-being because of gratitude. Gratitude will change you. Gratitude will change your attitude. And it's not that hard. It's not that hard. So what I hope you do, and what we're going to do, if you follow me on Instagram at @RealTannerClark, but we're going to do is a daily 3 good things, right? And we're going to do it for the next week at least, but we're going to do a daily 3 good things where every single day before you go to bed, I want you to write down 3 things that you were grateful for in that day. 3 things. And here's what happens. When you look back and recall the good in your life and give gratitude, give thanks for those things, you start to realize that there are a lot of good things in your life. And when we find that good, we stop thinking about the bad. When we find the good in our life, we stop focusing on everything that's out there that may not have gone our way. And every day there's things that don't go our way. Every single day there are things that don't go your way. But if you want to change your brain, if you want to change your neural pathways, if you want to change your future, change everything in your life, then you have to start creating these habits of a happy heart. You have to start with giving thanks, finding gratitude every single day. When you do that, you start to change. You change who you are. And again, this is a habit. Habits take time. Habits take effort. So write down these 5 things because there are 5 very simple habits of a healthy heart. Number 1, give others the benefit of the doubt. Have a habit of giving other people the benefit of the doubt. Number 2, be kind always. There's never an instant in our life where we should be unkind to another individual. It's just not, there just is no reason. And it doesn't matter what they've done to us, but we need to be kind anyway. Number 3, have a habit of helping. When you help other people, what happens in your own heart and your own brain is that you become a happier person. Number 4, love people anyways. Let's have a habit of that. No matter what happens, no matter what people do, no matter what people say, no matter what's going on in your life, treat people with kindness, which was number 2, and love them anyway. When you love people anyway, you will in turn feel that love in your own heart. And number 5, one of the greatest habits of a happy heart is making a habit of gratitude every single day. What are you grateful for? Every single moment, if negativity pops in your mind, what are you grateful for? Every single second, if somebody does something bad to you or harms you in some way, what are you grateful for? These are the very simple 5 habits that will change you for the better, because your long-term mental well-being is critically important. It's important to me, but it should be most important to you. So change. Let's change. Let's use these 5 habits of a happy heart, and it will change you for the better. I promise you it will. So I hope this helps you today. Share this with someone else. Share this with your teenagers. Share this with your friends, other people. Somebody needs this today. And, what I hope happens through this podcast is that we start to change people one by one. I hope that change starts with you. And as you share it, let's change other people as well. So I hope that helps. No matter where you're at, I'll leave you the same way I always leave you. Go find your 1 second of strength and be happy.